Hey guys, I hope you guys are doing really well. This is the last week of April and we are almost on the home stretch. I just want to say that you guys have been doing well, doing the discussion questions and your videos, and that makes me really happy. Again, please continue and go on to Flipgrid so that you can submit your responses there. As you may have heard, the governor has already moved into phase one of reopening Texas and allowing some of these places that were closed before to start and open up for business again. So just make sure that if you do go out, to stay safe, practice social distancing, wash your hands, and do all that good stuff that you've been doing to keep healthy more than anything. So we're gonna go ahead and talk about the activity and the assignment for this week. So let's go ahead and get started with that. Okay, so we're gonna be working with a what we call a ransom note cutout. So what you're gonna have to use is all these cutout letters so that you can create a quote such as these. This one is the one that I created. As you notice, I took pictures, cropped them out, and it just says you belong here. The one coming up, this, which is exactly what you're going to be working with, is just taking pictures, cropping them, and put them together to create a quote or a saying that goes with what we're doing now. So this is an example, and I'm going to give you different examples so that you're able to look at different projects and different ways to do it. This is an example on the iPad using Keynote. Again, I've taken these pictures. They're in my camera roll, so all I do is go where you see on the top right on the plus, tap on photo, look at the picture, add the picture. Once a picture has been added, all I do is crop the letter that I want, and then put on the slide, then make it bigger or resize it basically so that we can start creating our quote. So again, this is on the iPad. You don't have to do it on the iPad. It's just an example, and it's pictures from the camera roll. We add them, we crop them, we resize them, and start putting them in order so that we can see what the quote is going to say. Okay, so once you've aligned them and centered them completely, again, this is on the iPad, you're gonna go ahead and add a text box, and that text box is going to say hashtag remote learning. So you need to add that under at the bottom somewhere of this ransom quote for COVID-19. Make sure you also add your name under using a text box. Now what I'm doing here is adding frames, adding some other effects to each picture. You can add the same thing to all of them. Just make sure that it's really well designed, that the letters are still visible. And then finally, you can also add some drop shadow just to give it a little bit more dimension and more depth on your design. Now, once you do this, you can just go ahead and take a screenshot or save it, export it as an image so that you turn it in and you post it on the stream of Google Classroom. Again, this is working on the iPad. You could also use Keynote on your phone, but it's just one of the options. Now this is another way to do it, and here I'm using Google Slides on the iPad as well. Again, if you don't want to use Keynote, you can use Google Slides. This is also on the iPad. You don't have to do it on the iPad. You can use another device that has Google Slides. Okay, so you saw the example of the iPad using Keynote. Again, it could also be done on your phone. You saw the example of Google Slides on your iPad as well, or your phone. That's just mobile, but this right here is doing the same thing on Google Slides, but on a computer or laptop or Chromebook. So this is the way it looks here. So again, the main thing is that you're getting options so that you can complete this assignment. If you don't have a mobile device, if you have a computer, this is the way to do it. Here we're using just Google Slides. Again, we're gonna go ahead and go to insert, add the picture, and then crop it. So here you see insert image from computer. So we're uploading from our computer, wherever it is on the desktop or whatever it is. We just click on it and then we bring in that picture onto Google Slides. Now once it's here in Google Slides, we're gonna go ahead and click right there where it says crop image, and then we crop it to just show the letter that we want. And it's the same thing we've done in Google Slides, in Keynote on the iPad. We bring it, we resize it, and start organizing it the way we need it. Now once you're done and you've organized all your letters and you're done with your quote, remember to center it. And here you can select one at a time or select them all. And what we're going to do next is add the drop shadow. So right now we're just selecting everything. You see that red line that tells you it's centered. So once that's done, we're going to go to format options, click on drop shadow, and we're adding drop shadow to all of them. Now we can just kind of play with the settings of drop shadow. We move it to a little bit to the right, to the left. Make sure the shadow is on the right, and the bottom section we change the blur a little bit so we can give it more dimension, like if it's floating. And again, we're gonna select all letters and add the drop shadow and just change the setting. The next thing we're gonna do is change the background. So remember, right click on it, change the background, and we're gonna give it a gradient. Make sure that your letters are still visible. Make sure there's a contrast between your letters so that we can have that really nice gradient so that we can make our letters pop. The last thing we're going to do here on Google Slides is add the hashtag. We're going to do it with word art, not a text box. We're going to do it with word art. So we're going to put hashtag remote learning. Again, word art, change your font, change your fill, give it a nice color so that there is contrast between the background and your text. And we're adding that to our Google Slides as well. Now once you're done and you're happy with what you created, now you're gonna go ahead and export it as a PNG. So you can go ahead and click on download and go back and export it as an image PNG so that we can share it on Google Classroom on your stream. Once you click on it, it's gonna download to the bottom left and you'll be able to see that there. That's what you're gonna share with me. The last way to do this will be if you don't have any computer or iPad or anything like that. And as you notice here, I'm just cutting out letters from a magazine so that I can glue them on a paper. So if you don't have a device, this is the other way to do it. What you're gonna end up doing once you put all of these together is simply take a picture of it and upload it to Google Classroom. So something like this is what you're going to share. So these are the different options that you have to make your quote. Again, choose one of these. There's alone together, stump spread, flatten the curve, protect yourself. So look at all of these. You're going to choose one. The one that I showed you, the one that you've seen, is stay home, save lives. So if you can stay away from that one, that'll be better. But this is, choose one of these so that you can make your quote. Okay, so that's the assignment. That's what you got to do. If you have questions, please don't hesitate to send me an email, reach out, send me a text message or something. Again, create that collage, share it, stay safe, and respond to the Flipgrid when you can.